Okay, welcome back to another league with Crashing Footfalls. This time playing an updated list that I've seen Doomwake having some success with. He's been a big innovator of this deck, so I'm just taking the list pretty much straight from there. Pretty standard these days. Think the kind of flex slots at the moment. The 60's kind of nailed down. It's how many lands you play. I'm running 23, and yeah, it's how many copies of Dead Gone and Murktide Regent you're running. We're running one of each. There's another Dead Gone in the sideboard, and then no Endurance in the side, which I'm not sure about, but we're gonna. I just ran this league through actually and did pretty well. But yeah, gonna give this a go. We got 4 Mystical Disputes, 3 Blood Moons. I've been finding myself bringing in Blood Moon less in the current meta, but see how it goes. Cloth has been really good in the grindier matchups, and Force just kills most of the hate we're likely to encounter. Chalice the Void, not Void. Well, Void Mirror if you hardcast it. But yeah, so let's get into it. Testing this because I've got another in paper winner box this week. So going to be playing Rhinos, I think. Deck seems really good. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well, and do consider subscribing if the content is something you're enjoying. But for now, let's get into this first round, which will be on the play, which is nice. I think we're going to mulligan this. Yeah. I mean, we can suspend Rhinos, which might be good. But we could only then cascade twice. I think we're going to keep this in the blind, bottom of Rhinos. And then we'll suspend on 1. Spend on 1, spend on 2, hope to draw the land for Prismari Command. I think is the plan here. Get Breeding Pool, because we've got the mountain. Suspend a Rhinos. If this is like a longer matchup, what we don't want to see is something like Burn or Hammer Time. Or yeah, Hammer Time's not too bad because we do have these 2 Prismari commands. Could be the Mirror. Misty Rainforest. Steam Vent. Darcy. Ragavan. Okay, so don't mind finding Bone Crusher, Dead Gone. How much do we think we need to evoke Fury to kill this Ragavan? So I have lost to this a lot of times, just straight up. The question is, do we take 1 hit from it, try and find a land for Prismari Command? I think we're going to take 1 hit from this Ragavan. It is annoying, but given that we've mulliganed as well, it's yeah. Okay, our opponent hits Force, which is actually one of the best outcomes for us. We don't want to draw that, and yeah. Okay, double Crashing Footfalls coming off on suspend. Okay, well, now I think we are going to evoke. I think we pitch the second Fury here. Could be a Prismari Command actually, because we've got another one, and the kind of loot effect gets worse. But I feel like we have to do this. It would have been really nice to find a land. Counterspell here is going to be brutal. Yeah, just worried about that. I think we're at risk of just dying to this Ragavan, unfortunately. Don't think we want a Fury again. Okay, Fire Ice. Not the worst. Again, we don't. That would have been an okay draw, I suppose. Kills Ragavan. At least our opponent isn't clocking us too much. Oh no. How have we not hit another land? So do we try the Fury play again? Don't think so. I think we just wait. We really need to find another land. Because we are currently just dying to this Ragavan. If this Ragavan hits anything really good, we're obviously in a lot of trouble. Well, Wooded Foothills would have been nice, but iteration, sure. So I think if we don't find a land this turn, we may have to. Depends if our opponent counters the Footfalls, which I'm imagining they will. Now they've drawn Murktide, I'm not as averse to getting rid of Prismari for this Fury. I would imagine my opponent's going to counter this. Wouldn't be surprised. Yes, we would like to make some Rhinos. Counterspell, probably. Yep. Okay. Oh, that's... yeah, so... I mean, we'd probably suspend that. I think we have to kill this Ragavan. It's just obliterating us, unfortunately. Have they got another copy of Counterspell? Because that's really... Oh, 3 Counterspells from my opponent. I mean, they in theory have some sort of Counterspell for the next Rhinos as well. Yeah, we're just kind of dying to this Ragavan. Yeah, Sulphur Falls again would have been pretty good draw. This Murktide Regent now as well. Yep, 7/7 Murktide. Sadly, our Murktide is not going to be able to keep up with that. Subdugu, get Rhinos here. Another Counterspell? Okay. Well, we find a land, but in order to play this Murktide Regent, we have to fetch Shock, and then we're just dead to their Murktide Regent. So yeah, sadly, we draw all our Crushing Footfalls there. And yeah, just get got by this Ragavan. Our opponent was able to cast so many spells through that. Right, so what do we want to bring in here? We definitely want the dispute. I'd like Endurance, but I haven't got any of those. I think Dead Gone might be okay. It deals with Murktide, maybe. I think Force of Negation is okay, but it's not amazing. We'll take out a couple. Fury is pretty awkward there. So I think we can take out a couple of those as well. I think we probably want Clothis. Is Dead Gone really that good? Probably not. It doesn't actually... Well, no, it doesn't deal with Dragon's Rage Channelist. I think we'll go with this. Could consider Fire Spout, but... I've seen people advocating for Blood Moon, but I put it fairly aggressively fetched basics, so I think we'll just go with this. Let me know in the comments if you would be bringing in Blood Moon here on the play. Okay, we would certainly like to play first. Yeah, we're going to mulligan this again. If we find land, that hand's really good. Okay, well, we're going to keep this. Yeah, it's got a lot to like. We do again need. We are again desperate for our second land, our third land. I think we're going to get. Well, yeah, we'll keep this. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so keep. I think we bottom Bone Crusher here. Because Fire Ice and Prismari Command can kill Ragavan. It was either that or Prismari Command, but I'm tempted to keep Prismari Command in case my opponent has Chalice of the Void. We can force Chalice of the Void. Breeding Pool from our opponent. Splashing green? Wasn't expecting that. Okay, so we'll go and get Steam Vents, I think. How concerned do we need to be about our opponent's Blood Moons, I suppose? Okay, I'm a bit concerned in case my opponent is splashing Veil of Summer. But we're going to go for Ice here because we really need to draw our second land. And it cuts my opponent off counterspell if we do find the land. So any disadvantage to just getting Forest here? Yes, because then we can't cast Prismari Command necessarily. So I think we will go and just get Breeding Pool. And then we'll ice this. Hopefully we don't get Veil of Summer. Okay, so we find the land. I suppose we could always force Veil of Summer. Okay, so we're going to go and get Basic Island here. Just in case. My opponent has not found a mountain. Could be Flusterstorm. I think these decks are playing Flusterstorm these days, which is obviously pretty good against us. Could be something like Spell Pierce as well, but I think we have to go for it here. You know, so it's something. It is Spell Pierce, but you know we have to play through it at some point. I think. I know that our opponent had it, but yeah, I guess it was always going to be Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm. Flusterstorm there. But we get to make, yeah, we put a 2/2 onto the field. So we do come slightly up on that exchange. We're probably at some point Prismari commanding to loot. Okay, so our opponent has got their red mana. Stomping Ground. This is, yeah, I'm not sure what to think about this. Blood Moon, which I think we have to force it. Well, So if we force this, if we don't force this, we haven't got any green mana, which flat out stops us cascading. I think we have to force, which is annoying, but I think we do have to force. Just because, you know, cascade is often how we win this game. That's really annoying. I wouldn't have forced if I'd known that. Yeah. I guess oh yeah, okay. No, so that was a little bit of an error. Because Prismari Command can make treasure tokens. We're only really splashing green, so yeah, we should have let that force resolve. We had the basic islands, potentially bounce it with Brazen Borrower as well. Snapcaster Mage exiled here. Bit surprising. What on earth did they put in their hand then, I guess, is the question. So I think we're just going to stomp here. So I would imagine our opponent will block otherwise. Yeah, okay, so that was a misplay with the force there. Forgetting that Prismari Command can make a token. So now I think we're just going to play Bone Crusher Giant. And we're going to hold up. We're going to keep hold of this Sulphur Falls because we might want to loot it away with Prismari Command. Don't know what our opponent kept. Unholy Heat. Okay, so that at least deals our opponent 2 damage. This could be something like Murktide, which would be pretty bad. Yeah, opponent's got the Murktide. Which puts us in a spot of bother. Okay, so they don't play it, which I'm a bit confused about here. Okay, so opponent is at 11. Okay, so I'm putting our opponent on either exactly counter spell or Archmage's Charm, I think, because they went to tap for some Murktide potentially there, but then I think they thought they'd probably lose to Cascade. So because they've only got this many blue sources, so the question is, given that if we go Shardless Agent and then my opponent goes Murktide Regent, I think at the moment we're happy to just wait. Although our opponent hasn't got the Scry of Vantress yet. Yeah, they must have something good in hand though, because they exiled the Snapcaster Mage with Unholy Heat. Okay, Serum Visions is okay. So I think they're looking for another blue land. That's what... Yeah, I mean, obviously my read could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they have Counterspell or Archmage's Charm in hand. Given that Serum Visions, I think they probably have Ragavan. Okay, so this isn't too awful, because in theory... Okay, so... Yeah, because if we kill this, if my opponent goes Counterspell, they can't hold it up for our Crashing Footfalls. So we're going to deal 2 damage to Ragavan, and I think we'll loot. So yeah, deal 2 damage and we'll draw some cards. Then I think our opponent will go Counterspell. Maybe they let Ragavan die here. Depends how afraid... Oh, okay. So, yeah, so they do have Counterspell, I think. So we're going to get rid of these lands. Now opponent... Okay, so they are actually going to go for Murktide Regent here. So it is a 7/7. Okay, so now we go for the Footfalls. Oh, I've tapped my mana horribly there. Yeah, I've tapped my mana horribly there because I should have tapped the other one and then suspended this other Footfalls. It's not the worst because if we draw another Prismari command, we want to loot this away. Okay, our opponent is attacking with the Murktide. Engineered explosives is obviously horrendous here. Another flyer. Dispute. Could have done with that a turn earlier, really. Okay, so we're going to attack here. I mean, obviously it's lethal, but... Okay, Snapcaster Mage. That's actually... So they block here. They still take 10, and we do have this dispute up. So unless my opponent has something like Lightning Bolt or Unholy Heat, we do win the game here. They have something. Okay, so they have Lightning Bolt, but we're not out of it because our opponent now goes to 1. So if our opponent has Lightning Bolt, we lose. Dashed Ragavan, we would have lost. Do they often run Stomp? Didn't think they did. Okay, that's yeah, I think we played that right and we were close. Sadly, our opponent did have the burn spells. We'd have drawn enough to burn them out as well. Okay, well, that was very close. I think we got a bit unlucky. We got a little unlucky in the first game. Yeah, actually, that second game, if you think about it, if I hadn't forced that Blood Moon and then used the Prismari command, would that have changed things? We wouldn't have had as much blue mana later. Don't know, maybe. Yeah, so okay, so yeah, that may have cost us there because we were a card down and the card was, I can't remember what it was. What we might have been Brazen Borrower. Did I force using Brazen Borrower? Yeah, because I could have obviously just bounced the Blood Moon with Brazen Borrower. Yeah, okay, so that was a punt there. So okay, so lesson there. Remember, under Blood Moon, to kind of think about it, Prismari Command makes tokens and you can bounce it with Brazen Borrower. So just a bit more thought we could have done with there. I guess another lesson is that we can, we possibly shouldn't be bringing in Blood Moon against that deck, because if they're bringing it in, then yeah, and we should think about fetching more aggressively for basics as well. But there we go. We'll move on. We'll kind of yeah, learn our lessons and move on to round number 2. Okay, so round number 2 will be on the draw. Think we can do better than this, especially with Gemstone Caverns. We're against the Lurus Tech. I think I'm going to mulligan again. Oh, this is bad. I think we'll risk it. Get rid of Fury and Force because we can't really afford to. Maybe I shouldn't have mulliganed those other two, but the 4-lander was pretty slow, and the other one was a 5-lander, which was also very slow. I mean, this is awkward, obviously, because we're in need of lands, and we can't suspend this Rhinos on turn 1 at the moment. Okay, that's good. So I think we will suspend this Rhinos on turn 1. So what do we want? We want green, red, yeah. Okay, so yeah, drawing the land, good there. Next turn we can fire ice the Ragavan. Hopefully our opponent, and the idea is opponent hits like a force or something from Ragavan, plays another 1 toughness creature, but okay. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah. So our opponent will take fire ice here. I mean, I would imagine. Depends how scared of the Cascaders they are. Obviously, the worst scenario is our opponent has another Thoughtseize or something. I guess it's not the worst scenario, but it's not a good scenario. Okay, they take Violent Outburst. So our opponent is going to get to make a treasure. Okay, so exiling Fire Ice is pretty fine with us. Obviously, if our opponent has Lightning Bolt, we won't be able to kill the Dragon's Rage Channeler. So I'll play the Harbor. I'm going to do it right now in case our opponent has like a 2 mana instant. And we want them to use their treasure, really. If this works, we're in okay shape. Okay, our opponent does have an instant, unfortunately. But we still get to kill the Ragavan, and it stops Lightning Bolt going at something else. We get, yeah. Put one on top, unfortunately. So we really want a land on top. If we can get, if we can find a land from the top, and we can go, it'll be like Rhinos into Rhinos into Rhinos then. Another Thoughtseize. Okay, so that doesn't really do too much for them. Unless they have another one. Scourge. Ugh. Yeah, we just die. Okay. Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, that mulliganing that low against a Thoughtseize deck is never ideal. Wonder if this is Death Shadow. Okay, so against this, I think we can take out all of the forces. We won't cloth this. We possibly want Fire Spout, but it doesn't kill Shadow or Scourge, which is a bit worrying. Blood Moon, they are mostly red, but it is a consideration. Is there anything else we don't know? I think everything else is fine to stay in. We just need 3 of these cards, so we'll bring in one of these. Well, that doesn't deal with Darcy. I think we'll bring in the Fire Spouts. If we can get a 2-for-1 with them, that's obviously amazing. And then, yeah, I don't think Blood Moon against a base red deck. Don't think so. Would have. This is another matchup where we'd quite like to have Endurance because it stops their Croxer and Darcy. I think Endurance is gonna come back into the list I play. Yeah, we'll play first. Try. Hopefully not. Hopefully we won't mulligan as much. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah. You know, it's got a kill spell for a turn 1 Darcy or Ragavan. In fact, it's got 2 kill spells for those, so... yeah, we'll go and get Stomping Ground here, and we will suspend the Footfalls. So, if our opponent doesn't do anything, we will be icing one of their lands, I think. Opponent possibly choosing whether to lead on Dragon's Rage or... Thoughtseize, but no. Okay, Murktide's quite a nice draw. How in for icing one of the lands are we? I guess if we ice the land and then our opponent goes Thoughtseize, I think that's fine. I think this is... Yeah, because what I'm a bit afraid of is something like Dragon's Rage Channeler into Thoughtseize, whereas this way it stops that. Okay, we draw a Shard's Agent, which is pretty okay. I guess that's the other downside, that yeah, now our opponent can Thoughtseize the Shard's Agent. But we didn't know we were going to draw that. Okay, Bone Crusher's not too bad. We're not far away from casting. We're only 1 spell away from... I mean, we could evoke Fury to cast a Murktide Regent here, but that doesn't seem like what we want to be doing. Okay, so our opponent's turn. Bone Crusher Giant wasn't a bad draw. Oh, it's Mardu. There's a Channeler. So I think we're going to use our mana efficiently here. Opponent could roll the dice with a lightning bolt. Okay, so we're probably casting Murktide here. It would be a... What would it be? Be a 4/4. Maybe we wait. Just cast Bone Crusher Giant. Bone Crusher Giant dies to a bolt if my opponent has it, is the trouble. So I think we are going to just cast this Murktide. Oh, we can't. Okay, well, we'll cast this Bone Crusher Giant, I think. Get something onto the table. Looks like our president doesn't have Bolt. So we've got Rhinos coming in next turn. Which is obviously nice. See what our opponent has. We'll probably try and save this Brazen Borrower for something like a Croxer or a Scourge. Obviously Dead Gone can actually deal with those as well. Okay, we're gonna be killing that. And we're going to... oh, hold on. Oh, I wanted to... Messed up the timing a bit there. I wanted to Dead Gone the Void Walker before this came in so that we'd have another card in the graveyard for Murktide. the question now is, do we want to just jam Shardless Agent, although then our opponent can cast Crashing Footfalls, which we do not want. Yeah, we can't risk that. We could have evoked Fury there. Maybe that was better, but in these grindy matchups I think I'd rather... Yeah, that's annoying, because if we had... We'd have an extra instant, an extra sorcerer in the graveyard for to delve out the Murktide. But sadly not. Okay, so opponent was hesitating playing a spell there, so they might have Fatal Push. Well, that's Path to Exile. Okay, that's fine with us. We'll go and grab a mountain because it lets us cast this Fury. Yeah, so messed up a little bit on the timing there, unfortunately. But yeah, we should have had Crashing Footfalls in the graveyard. Looks like our opponent's flooding out a little bit. Okay, Scourge. Ending. Yeah, I think we can just bounce this. Untap, make more rhinos. We're gonna, yeah, we'll cast the Shardless Agent here. Put 10 more power onto the field, which is lethal next turn. Okay, which is enough to get there. Okay, so let's try and yeah, see what we can do for the next round. Blood Moon is actually a little bit tempting, given now that we know that they're Mardu. So now that we know that, maybe Fury's less good here. So I think, yeah, we'll take out a couple of Furies for a couple of Blood Moons, and then maybe 2's enough. Do we want maybe a Borrower on the draw? Let's go with that. Yeah, now that we know they're Mardu, they didn't show us that game one. Might just be able to get them with a Blood Moon. Okay, what do we think about this? I think we keep it. It's pretty land heavy. We do have removal for Ragavan, albeit not quite on time. Okay. Okay, so we're not necessarily going to be able to remove that. Okay, just a basic mountain is really not what we want. Let's play this Breeding Pool. The one kind of downside of this it's hard to interact with on the draw against Channelers and Ragavans, and yeah, okay. Drawing that other land there was pretty bad. And now, yeah, our opponent has got... Okay, so I think we'll just play the mountain out past the turn. I wonder if we should be tapping this. Yeah, I think we're gonna... Let's tap a land here. Yeah, I think it's more worth it if we draw something like Blood Moon. We do get to make Rhinos next turn. Opponent doesn't have a third land. Okay, so let's make 10 power. That potentially stopped our opponent casting Scourge last turn as well, which is nice. Oh, I've got 2 Crushing Footfalls in our hand, which is not ideal. So we are able to attack for potentially 13 next turn, but opponent Unholy Heating one of our Rhinos. Might be worth outbursting in our upkeep. That's pretty bad. Don't think we're going to... Oh, they killed both our Rhinos. Yeah, so this card's kind of... Ah, that's a good draw. So yeah, the trouble with it is we can't outburst because the Rhinos will then go into exile and our opponent can play it for free. We'll stomp this. Suspend a Rhinos, play a tapped Steam Vents, pass the turn. Hope everyone doesn't have another Thoughtseize. Yeah, this really lined up badly for us. It's kind of being on the play, on the draw, has really not helped either. Okay, Brazen Borrow is actually pretty good. Could that potentially be lethal next turn? Is it good? I think we're going to... Yeah, we're going to shock him because we're dead to double bolt anyway. Don't have double bolt. Really? Okay, yeah. But notably we were dead to that anyway. Because the Dragon's Rage Channeler would have just attacked us. Yeah, opponent kind of having everything there. We just couldn't quite get out from under. We just got out tempoed essentially. Because like the Doughty Voidwalker stopped us playing our Rhinos, and then maybe we should have just played it, but then our opponent makes Rhinos as well, and it all gets very messy. Yeah, opponent finding both of those bolts is quite annoying, leaving them at 6, but that's the way it goes. See you for the next round. Okay, round number 3. We'll have to mulligan this. Taking a lot of mulligans this league. We're going to have to mulligan again. We'll keep this. Get rid of a Fury and I think a Brazen Borrower. We might be on the Bone Crusher beatdown plan here. Yeah, getting rid of Fury there because we just can't afford. Can't afford a to pitch a card. Obviously can't suspend Rhinos there either because this comes in tapped. Looking like Belcher or what have you. I think we're going to do we ice here? Or do we let them go another turn? I think turn 4 is where they want to be. Okay, we'll just stomp them here. And then we're gonna, yeah, we'll ice one of their lands. Okay, so opponent's upkeep, yeah, we're going to ice their green land. Wouldn't mind finding force here, although we can't use it this turn. Could have tapped the treasure, I suppose. Drawing all these crashing footfalls isn't ideal. Okay, so opponent didn't have an extra land. Okay, so I think we're just going to do it again. Okay, next turn we'll be bouncing the treasure. Okay, recross the paths. So they're gonna get to stack their deck essentially. Okay, so is it? Yeah, so it is Belcher. So they're gonna put. What's the one that adds shatter? Where's the? Yeah, they're gonna put Ironcrag Feet on the top of their library. I would guess. And then yeah, Ironcrag Feet, and then I think it's they cast that, then they cast Belcher, then go off with it. So we're drawing Island as well. Turn Timber Symbiosis. Oh, we can choose. Okay, so I'm going to put that at the bottom. Okay. Wouldn't mind drawing a force here. That's not a good draw. We'll hold up Brazen Borrower here. Okay, so that's a land essentially, isn't it? Oh, they put it on the bottom, sure. Not sure what this does. Reforge the soul. Each player. Oh, okay, so it's a wheel. Okay, so we drew a Prismari command. How many Footfalls in the bin? 2 on suspend. Okay, so we can't actually violent outburst now, which is really annoying. Ritual. Sure. Okay. We're going to let them expand all of these, and then we're going to Prismari command, look for a force. Okay, so they've got enough to activate it, so let's draw 2, discard 2, make a treasure. Essentially, we're just looking for force. We don't find it. So yeah, opponent free to do what they want. And we just die. Yep. We were a bit clunky there. Okay, let's see. Right, against this, I want the... do we want Blood Moon? Yeah, probably want Blood Moon. Obviously we can cut any of the creature stuff. We want all the counter spells possible. Force of Vigor doesn't really stop anything. Right, Bone Crusher doesn't really do anything either. What do we want to bring in? Maybe we'll keep a couple of Bone Crushers. Go with that. Opponents probably bring in some like Pact of Negation, maybe. Okay, what do we think of this? I think we're gonna mulligan this. Like, it's okay, but it's too slow. We're looking for. Okay, we'll give this a go. Get rid of Bone Crusher. Play a tapped Sulphur Falls. If we can find a green land, we're not in too bad shape. Okay, so we're going to bounce that treasure token with Brazen Borrower. Yeah, that's a really good draw. It's just, yeah, stops them having a mana, extra mana next turn. So this coming turn we're going to make some Rhinos, and then we're just going to hold up these forever. Unless we just die right now. Okay, so if this is recross the paths, we're gonna have to okay, so we can't do what we want to do next turn. We're gonna have to hold up Dispute instead. I think we dispute the wheel effect. Yeah, we dispute the wheel effect. Apologies if anyone can hear drilling as well, having some work done in the house. Try and edit that out. Okay, so I've seen Pact of Negation in their deck. So yeah, we have to hold up Dispute here to not just lose the game. Okay, so hopefully that puts a spanner in the works for my opponent. That's a really, really good draw. Make 10 power. Then we've got enough damage in hand to burn them out, but obviously we might need to force something. So we'll let the rituals resolve. Yeah, let that resolve as well. Because they can only cast one more spell, so they can't pact us. I mean, they did stack their deck, so there's every possibility that our opponent could just have have put another force on top, another Ironcrag Feet and Charbelcher. I'll play this in case my opponent's got like a Wrath or something. His Ironcrag Feet, Belcher, that'll be pretty annoying. Although they can't cast Ironcrag Feet because it's triple red. Okay. Do you want to change anything? Don't think so. I think we're just after our... I mean, maybe the Force of Vigors are good just for killing the treasure tokens. Or a Hardcast Belcher. Maybe they're better than Bone Crusher. We did see Void Mirror as well, actually. So looking for counter spells, really. That's not... Yeah, I can't keep that. We can probably just about keep this. Bottom of Murktide. Force of Vigor, not a bad pickup there. Guess you might as well play this Hinterland Harbour. The next turn, yeah, we'll ice a land because we're going to want to be finding more lands of our own. And our opponent might try and cast. Okay, that's... I guess that pitches to force. Yeah, obviously we really want to find a land now. Steam vents would be ideal. So yeah, we'll ice one of their lands, doesn't matter which. Prismari Command's not amazing. We really want to hit that third land. Okay, Manamorphose for no value is fine. Come on, give me another land now. Ah, no. Well, that's not good. Don't ask for much, just a land in the top, what, 4 cards. Okay, that's okay though. So yeah, we're going to force that. Yeah, we hit the land. So if our opponent goes Ironcrag Feet. I think at the moment we're going to go. I think we're going to make the Rhinos, like, we could hold up Dispute here. But opponent played Charbelcher last turn. If they had the feet, they probably would have gone for it. And if they have another, if they just have another Charbelcher, we can Prismari Command it. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, Dispute's really good there. So we actually have enough to burn our opponent out as well. Blood Moon's possibly not the right choice here. Ritual. Okay. They're kind of going off here. Okay, so we dispute this. Our opponent can pay. But if they pay, they can't activate the Charbelcher. If they have Pact of Negation, they have Pact of Negation. I'm thinking they would have slammed. Yeah, okay, we get there. So yeah, my opponent can pay for it, can't activate Charbelcher, and then we just attack for lethal. Okay, we get our first win of the league. See you for the next round. Okay, let's see what we can do for round number 4. We're going to keep this. Just need a second land. Oh, sorry, a third land. Oh, no. That's not what we want to see. Force isn't a bad pickup. Yeah, probably going to have to force something on turn. What do we need? Red and green. Yeah, possibly have to force something on turn 3. Footfalls. Yeah, we'll suspend that. Yeah, just want to say Blood Moon hasn't been the best. We come up against what I assume is Green Tron. We'll force a Great Creator here. What are we going to get rid of? I think we'll get rid of a Murktide. It is a threat. I think we'll get rid of it though. I think these Prismari commands, especially if they're on Khan, the Great Creators, I think we might need them. Really want to find us a third land here. Did our opponent keep 7 as well? Okay. Well, if we're going to draw a spell, I suppose we want it to be that one. Tap our opponent's tower here. That's not good. Really could have done with the third land there. Okay, so looking like our opponent digging a little bit for stuff. We're pretty cold to Ugin. We could possibly deal with a worm coil. That is a massive problem. Khan liberated, or yeah, one of the Khans is you know, we can deal with Khan the Great Creator. That's a worm coil, and they're playing Urza's Saga as well. Okay, Borrow is nice against worm coil, but we just need to find our next land. We had real problem today finding that extra land. So yeah, we're pretty set on just bouncing the worm coil here. There it is. So yeah, really want still looking for that land. Oh, it's just I don't know what we I don't know what we can do really. We're gonna stomp this because we might as well while we can. But yeah, not for we just haven't found any lands, which is really unfortunate. Don't know, keeping 2 landers seemed okay. Maybe we need to add another land. Maybe another gemstone caverns. Don't know what you'll take out though. What's the opponent going to go and get? Okay, just a star from our opponent. I mean, it still draws a card and makes a mana. We can possibly just about beat like worm coil go. You know, we Prismari, kill the worm coil, kill the construct. At least we get to make some rhinos this turn. Oh, this is rough. This is really rough now. I mean, yeah. I don't know, we kept a 2-lander. We were on the draw. Were we on the draw? No, we were on the play, I think. No, we were on the draw. So we've had 6 or 7 draws. I think we have to go for killing this. We lose both our rhinos. No, that's probably not correct actually. We probably just take 6. Because we can potentially deal with the worm coil with these. If we ever find our land. Still not finding it there is just ridiculous. Probably should have suspended one of these, but not gonna lie, I don't think it's gonna matter. I mean, if we draw land, what's that? 6, 12. Okay, we're just actually dead because I shouldn't have attacked there. But yeah, because my opponent can make another one and make these lethal. That is brutal. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Okay, so Tron, we will bring in all of the Blood Moons, all of the Force of Vigors, cut the Dead Gone. We can cut. I think we probably cut Fury. Yeah, it doesn't really hit that much. And I guess Bone Crushers can go as well. Dispute's interesting on the play because it can counter a Khan. Let's just bring in one maybe. Yeah, but yeah, we kind of lost that game just from drawing no lands. I think this is always going to be a difficult matchup. We'll play first. Yeah, we're going to keep this. It is land heavy, but we do get to make. You know, we get to interact if they play whatever they play on turn 2. We're bouncing, and turn 1 we're bouncing. If it's map, if it's sphere, if it's star, we're bouncing it. Especially with our opponent mulliganing to 5. So yeah, we'll just play a land and pass. Wonder if we should be fetching basics. No, we've got enough lands. I don't think we need to fetch basics just yet. So we'll get a Steam Vents, and then we'll fetch a basic Forest with that Misty. Force of Vigor is not actually too bad, but remember that the star is when I've been caught out by this before. So Chromatic Sphere, the draw a card is stapled to the mana ability, but with Chromatic Star, it just gets a card when it's put into the graveyard. So if we were to Force of Vigor that, my opponent would draw a card anyway. But we're bouncing that to stop, obviously stop turn 2 Sylvan Scrying. Okay, now we're gonna. I think we use our. I mean, our opponent gets to draw a card, but it does shut them off. We could just destroy the map, but I think we're going to destroy both. Yeah, we're destroying both. And we'll get rid of the... Yeah, we'll get rid of the Outburst here. Because we might as well make 10 power. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. The opponent gets to draw a card. Blood Moon wouldn't be too bad. Okay, Fire Ice isn't too bad either. But we're going to make... Put 10 power on the field here. Pass the turn. Oblivion Stone hurts if they have Tron, but hopefully we've managed to keep them off Tron. Okay, they do concede. So, yeah, Force of Vigor coming in clutch there. Yeah, obviously we were still cold to something like, yeah, third Tron land, Wormcoil, or Khan Liberator we could probably fight through. Khan the Great Creator we could possibly fight through, but yeah, just kind of tempoed them out there. That's the game we want to kind of, yeah, that's the game we want to play. Okay, so on the draw, don't think we're going to change anything. Yeah, I wonder if this deck does need another land. Don't know, because annoyingly the league before this I 5-0'd. I should really just record every league I play. But I want to show you the good as well as the bad, I suppose. Yeah, we're going to keep this. So our plan for this one is to fetch basic lands and Fire Ice there, land on turn 3, and then Blood Moon them. Okay, there's a map. Force is a nice pickup. So this has to get Island, this has to get Forest. So yeah, we'll just pass the turn here. Okay, Saga. So that's not Tron. And Blood Moon does kill as a Saga. So if we're careful here, we're going to be able to kill the Urza Saga with this Blood Moon. So we're going to play Sulphur Falls. Kind of hides a little bit that we've got Blood Moon. So our opponent will do this. They'll probably go and get, yeah. So we're going to tap the Urza Saga here, so that my opponent can't make any tokens. Okay, Footfalls. Obviously we haven't got any threats at the moment. We are going to Blood Moon. Grove of the Burn Willows. Do we force this Ancient Stirrings? I think so. No, I think I'm going to let that... Well, I think I'm going to force, actually. Yeah, I think we're going to force that. And then we're going to Blood Moon. Yeah, this does kind of stop... as if we draw a Murktide region. Although, again, Prismari Command can make a treasure token. So Urza Saga does die. Because I was never entirely sure on why. It keeps the... Okay, Oblivion Stone is fine, because we can Prismari Command that. Okay, Shardless Agent is an excellent draw. So we're going to do that right now. Make 10 power. Yeah, Urza Saga. I think it keeps the saga, the fact that it's a saga, but Blood Moon removes the counters from it. So what we don't want to see here is Khan the Great Creator. Okay, so we'll smash in for 10 here. Opponent is dead next turn. So what we're going to do, we'll destroy target artifact and we'll loot. Target player draws 2 cards, discards. So red, blue, and then we'll keep the forest. Yeah, force is a nice draw. Okay, opponent's conceded. So we do get there against Tron. So that's good. Yeah, Blood Moon really earning its money there. So yeah, we're 2-2. Let's see if we can salvage the 3-2 from the clutches of the early 0-2. See you for the next round. Okay, round number 5. I think we're going to keep this. We will put Gemstone Caverns into play. And I think we'll get rid of a Bone Crusher Giant. Hopefully we can find a Cascader. Yeah, no. If we'd known that there was that land on top, obviously would have exiled a land, but alas, obviously weren't to know. Sparkle Canal, so yeah, not sure what this is, if I'm honest. Okay, Sulphur Falls. Let's play this past the turn. bit concerned given that it's red blue that it could be something like blue moon. Right, okay, so bit surprised my opponent didn't do this in my upkeep, because we do get to force this now. So another person trying to play with rhinos. Okay. So they have got rhinos in, so we could do a drawing shard this agent, really. Oh. There we go. Opponent could have force. They don't. Okay, so we're probably going to want to trade off rhinos here. That is if our opponent attacks. Okay, so Greater Gargadon, so my opponent does have, what's it called? Restore Balance in their deck. So we need red mana. Possibly should have got a forest there, but I think that's fine. So I think we're attacking here with everything, because we can finish off the rhino with a stomp. Which we'll go ahead and do. Play. I think that we can then we'll just then play Bone Crusher. Opponent's got one card in hand. Yeah, we need to fade Restore Balance, really. In fact, keeping lands, future lands in hand might not be too bad. Okay, they find another Footfalls. So we're just going to do the same again. Ooh, Fury's quite nice. Okay, so I think we're just going to Fury one of them down and then attack for 8. Present lethal next turn. Not quite lethal next turn, but with the burn in hand, it is lethal. Assuming my opponent trades off with Bone Crusher Giant. Not sure why they wouldn't block Bone Crusher there. I guess Bone Crusher dies to Lightning Bolt. So we're hitting him for 10 next turn, and we do have 4 points of burn in hand. Obviously our opponent could find Restore Balance. Which would be okay. So we'll crash in for 4. Then we're going to hold this land. How long has that got on suspend? Still got 8 turns. It's suspend 10. Okay. So yeah, that comes to suspend. Put a counter on there. Do we try and burn them out at the end of their turn? Wonder if we're meant to look for a force here. No, I think we'll let that resolve. Opponent gets 1 card, which is a land. Okay, so yeah, we are fine. We just win the game now. So deal 2 damage. Discard a land and a crashing footfalls, and then we'll fire our opponent. This deck does have a lot of burn in. Okay. So we get there. Against, yeah, crashing, well, a different type of crashing footfalls deck, using a different mechanic to kill it. Right, so we don't want Blood Moon. The creature removal is a bit rubbish. Brazen Borrow is fine. We probably want the Force of Vigors. Potentially the Mystical Disputes. So we know that our opponent's got the Footfalls, and we know that they also run Restore Balance. So I think we're definitely wanting the Disputes. I think the Furies, they were okay there, but I think they're probably not that great. Again, Prismari Command, it did burn them out, but I don't think that's as good as... I think we want to take out either Bone Crusher or Prismari Command. Maybe Fire Ice isn't great, especially if they're casting spells for free. Shave a Fire Ice, shave a Prismari Command, shave a Bone Crusher for 4 Force. Is 4 Force of Vigor way too many? Is that... because the only enchantment they actually play is As Foretold. And they're also running the Electro Dominance way of getting stuff out. Maybe we'll just run 3 Force of Vigor, and we'll keep a Bone Crusher in. Bone Crusher's a decent plan B for us. Okay, I think we are going to keep this. We can suspend Rhinos on 1, bounce something on 2. Cascade on 3. I think we may fetch basics here because that's a very good draw. Yeah, because I'm not too confident that my opponent won't bring in Blood Moon. Obviously we are going to want double island, but we can go potentially island, or island. Yeah, you see, if our opponent had Electro Dominance in our upkeep last time, we'd have been in a lot more trouble. I could do it now. Question is, do we force an as foretold? So, yeah, our opponent could go upkeep. Are we going to want to get... I think we might as well just go and get a shock land now. Save us some life and then we can fetch basic island. So we'll get a steam vents. Okay, so yeah, we'll just get a basic island here. And then, yeah, I think we're just trying to make 10 power of our own. Got force up should my opponent try anything. It's possible that we would let a Rhinos from our opponent go. Counter target instant sorcery spell. Oh dear. Graveyard hand library for any number of cards the same. Okay, so we get to draw a card from this. Yeah, pretty good against us. We do have one in exile, which is nice. Yeah, interesting tech. Drawing violent outburst off it is obviously no good. We're going to need the plan B that I was talking about. Although we do have Rhinos coming off suspend in a couple of turns. Sure, you can bolt our Shardless Agent. Okay. So we do have Murktide in the deck. We do have 4 Bone Crusher Giants. Okay, another Brazen Burrow is not too bad. We could play Sulphur Falls in case we need to double bounce. But I think I'm going to save the life. 2 Brazen Burrowers can hit fairly hard. Obviously our opponent is running removal for them. Essentially we never want to tap out of, we never want to not have force up is a big thing here. Because that's kind of how we lose. And we're in a tricky spot. What with our Rhinos being exiled, but you know, it's still a 2-for-1 Shardless Agent. Well, yeah, still a 2-for-1 Shardless Agent eating the bolt, and then them having to counter the Rhinos, and then we drew a card from the one they put into our hand. They took from our hand. Okay, so this could yeah, well, is it Charm Resolve? Don't want to do anything about that. Okay. See, so opponent plays a land. There's a Serum Visions, which is fine. End of turn, we're going to flash in Brazen Borrower. I guess the question is, do we force an as foretold? I think the answer is yes. Or do we try and force the spell they cast with as foretold? Difficult, actually. I have to give it some thought if the situation arises, because it's kind of stopping them casting it then, but then it also would... It's whether you think I guess it's whether you think they run more payoffs than ways to cast them. Do we fight over this Footfalls is another point. I think that's coming off this turn. Opponent's got 3 cards in hand. Test of talents again. So do we want to force that? I think we are going to force that. It's close, I'd say. We'd like to draw another force, really. Force of Vigor, not really the force I was referring to. So we do get to hit in for 3 here. Depends what our opponent has. They've got an As Foretold. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, well, they've done their thing now. Ancestral Vision's pretty good though. Wondering if we do bother forcing the As Foretold, or whether we use it as just a very expensive lightning bolt next turn. This is 11 damage. I think we are going to force to kill that. Okay. Another Violent Outburst. So yeah, we'll attack here for, what's that, 7. So we have essentially got lethal. Obviously my opponent's Brazen Borrower can block our Brazen Borrower. It's another. Oh, another Ancestral Vision. That's pretty good. Up to the top is a bit scary. So yeah, we're going to flash in this Brazen Borrower. You know, given that we're on the burn them out plan. We'll attack for 7. Lightning Bolt. I mean, we could Violent Outburst here. Don't think it's worth it. I think we'd rather hold. I mean, it would have put my opponent to 5. Well, then my opponent's dead to Violent Outburst again. But if we draw a Violent Outburst, we have got the mana to cast it again. We've done fairly well considering my opponent has surgically extracted essentially our Rhinos. Brazen Borrower can't block a Rhino. As Foretold, sure. So I can't do anything about that. If we can get another hit in with this Rhino, Yeah, okay. Maybe we haven't got any neither of us will discard any cards. I'll have to sacrifice a creature. I think my opponents might no, got the same number of lands. So Bone Crusher Giant, obviously probably our best draw. Murktide Regent, also honourable mention. Yes, lands, definitely not what we want to be seeing. Gonna flash in a Brazen Borrower potentially. Okay. So yeah, we're did we side out all the Fire Ices? Side out one Fire Ice, all the Furies, which are annoying. So yeah, Fire Ice, Murktide Regent is amazing. Obviously our opponent might have a counter spell. Yeah, we'll take a Prismari command. We'll do it in my opponent's draw step. We're gonna, unfortunately we're gonna have to kill the Brazen Borrower because it is currently killing us. Snapcaster Mage. Targeting what? Lightning Bolt? Sure. So now I think we're gonna... no, I think we probably still do it in our opponent. Two cards in hand. If our opponent has another Snapcaster Mage, I think we'll go for it now. So deal 2 damage and loot. If our opponent has another counter spell, we pretty much do just lose. Oh, that says it all, really. Discard 2 more lands. Opponent hasn't got the quickest clock, but we did need to kill that rather than just going after our opponent's life total there, I think. I suppose an option would have been to try and draw into 2 burn spells, but you know, if our opponent gets to smash us for 3 a turn as well, that's not where we want to be. Yeah, Bone Crusher Giant is really what we want to draw. Stomp our opponent. Okay, I think we'll sideboard possibly a little differently. Blood Moon's not looking too bad. Another Prismari command. Do we want to... I think we're going to do that now. Is there any reason why not? No, I think we will wait. I mean, if we had gone at our opponent, we'd be on 3. We'd be at 6, so we would be dead to something like a lightning bolt. Is there anything we would want to play at sorcery speed? I think we're just going to wait for our opponent's upkeep. Well, again, if our opponent has Snapcaster Mage, again, I think we are going to kill my opponent's Snapcaster Mage here. Is it worth killing our opponent's Snapcaster Mage? It's quite a slow clock. Maybe it's not. Maybe at this point we are dealing out with our opponent. Yeah, I think we're going to do that now. Maybe. I can't figure out if this is the right timing or not. Oh, it is another Snapcaster Mage, and they have the Test of Talents in there. Yeah. Okay, so it was the incorrect time. So we played around... Okay, yeah, that was my mistake. I should have yeah, I should have done it at sorcery speed. Yeah, these games have been this game's been a lot grindier than I thought. Okay, doesn't really matter. So, I mean, I guess if we draw... I'm just going to concede here. We'll draw a couple of cards. Obviously, if we could have, we'd have put my opponent to 4 if we'd have managed to resolve that. So, and we would have got to draw... Oh, we would have drawn Murktide Regent. Oh, Murktide Regent Bone Crusher Giant. Maybe we should have kept going. We play a massive Murktide Regent. So we play a massive Murktide Regent, and then our opponent attacks with everything. They get through for 8, so yeah, it doesn't actually matter. Close though. If that had gone off, we'd have been able to... We might have had a chance. Sorcery Speed, play Murktide Regent, and then we've got... Yeah, potentially. But there we go. So I think Force of Vigor is not actually where we want to... Is it where we want to be? I think Fire Ice isn't amazing. I think we'll cut the Fire Ice, some of the more of the Fire Ice. I think we'll bring in a Clothis. I didn't realise our opponent's actually playing quite a lot of like Snapcaster Mages and things like that. I wonder if we want Blood Moons on the play. I think we'll cut a Gemstone Caverns. Do we want all of these forces? No, I don't think so. My opponent had all... They didn't seem to be playing many fetches. I'm going to bring in the Blood Moons. And then a Prismari Command, because Prismari Command was quite good. Clothis is just really good. Did we want to bring in Furies as our kind of extra bit of kind of plan B? Is Force of Vigor really that good here? I think I'm going to cut the Force of Vigors for the Furies. Might be wrong, but I just feel like we're probably trying to counter it. And if they play it and then instantly play a card... And the game got quite grindy, so I'm not sure I want to be pitching stuff. You know, we've got to pitch to Force. I mean, I guess we have to pitch to Fury most of the time as well. Yeah, this sounds great. It's got Disruption. It's got... Yeah, Violent Outburst. Depending on what my opponent does, we're probably Violent Out. Well, Violent Outburst isn't instant, but yeah, it really depends on what they do. Okay, Shardless Agent's a nice draw. Yeah, I mean, ideally we'd be able to hold up Mystical Dispute. Because we can't afford to get our, given what we've got in hand, we really can't afford to, we need red. I'm going to get red blue here. Then this can fetch basic. Okay, Clothis. So what do we do if our opponent jams? I'm gonna put them on the spell that we don't want to see. What are we gonna get here? We'll get is it island or forest? Might be forest actually here. Yeah. Because then we can cast this through a Blood Moon. We're going to cast Clothis. I think that's fine. I can't see that test of talents or whatever it was only hits instants and sorceries. We are shields down now. I wonder if this... actually, no, I think that's a blunder. Okay, just bolting us. Maybe not. Maybe we should... yeah, okay, I forget that we have this Violent Outburst. I think Don't know, it depends what our opponent does. They scry to the top. If we can untap, then Clothis was definitely the right play, but I think it should have actually been Violent Outburst. Although this is kind of what I was trying to do, because the trouble with Violent Outbursting at the end of their turn there was they're still holding up the talent of the telepaths, test of talents, whatever it is. So, you know, we really can't afford to get that done. So, yeah, we're going to just go for... No, I think we could just wait now. I guess we could try and jam Shardless Agent here. But I kind of want to hold up Dispute, and then we can go end of their turn, Outburst, Dispute their Test of Talents. Maybe we meant to just let Clothis win the game. So yeah, we'll Outburst here. Because Mystical Dispute is getting worse. So they do have it. Maybe this has been wrong. Maybe I should have played around this better. Okay, I think we have got lucky there. I think I should have done that previously. Although if my opponent goes, opponent's going to go Electro Dominance here. What they're going to cast? Yeah, Restore Balance is annoying. Discard the rest. So we'll keep Fury and Shardless Agent. Discard Brazen Borrower. So that's not too bad. Another Violent Outburst is fine as well. We'll get rid of... We know that my opponent's running Snapcaster Mage. I think we'll get rid of the Electric Dominance here. And then, yeah, we'll just main phase Shardless. Make 10 power. Any point, Blood Moon's pretty good. As foretold, sure. Only one card in hand for our opponent. Let's get rid of Test of Talents. It's actually lethal now. Because we've got 10 plus 3. Okay, we get there. Okay, so just about navigated that one. I think it could have been a little bit tighter. There was a lot of decisions to make. Yeah, we had to play around with Talent and Telepaths. No, I keep saying Telepath. Test of Talents. I guess if my opponent had 2 of them, it would have been, you know, playing around that might not have been right. But as it turned out, getting the Clothis down there was really, really good. And then, yeah, managed to dispute their Test of Talent. And we salvaged the 3-2 from the 0-2 start, which is obviously fab. So, yeah, decent league. Really fun to play as always. Do consider subscribing if the content's something you are enjoying. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Cheers.